Good morning, children. Welcome back to your Catechism online classes. I hope all of you are safe and sound. So, in the previous video, we have studied about how Jesus makes Peter the head of the church, and he has given him the authority, the power to teach, to rule, and to make the people holy, and to continue his mission on earth. So today let us start with a new chapter, that is chapter 7. Bishop take the place of the apostles. So when we spoke about how Jesus chose the apostles, we also said that he chose them to continue his work on earth. Before the first apostles died, they also appointed others to carry on their work. In this way, from Jesus till now, there were always people who carried on the work of Jesus. So, who is a bishop? A bishop is a senior member of the Christian clergy, usually in charge of a diocese and empowered to confer holy orders. So, he is a senior member of the Christian clergy, in charge of a diocese, and has the power to grant holy orders. So, for example, initially in Shillong, we have only one archdiocese, that is the Shillong Archdiocese. But as time goes on, with the increasing number of the believers, it was further divided into two dioceses, that is the Diocese of Nong Stein and the Diocese of Jowai. So the Bishop of Jowai is responsible in looking after the local parishes which comes under the Jowai Diocese, and the Bishop of Nong Stein, he is responsible in looking after and taking care of the local parishes which comes under the Nong Stein Diocese. So the bishops of the church, they are therefore taking the place of the apostles Jesus himself appointed to carry on his mission. So in the beginning, Jesus chose 12 men because the church had just begun. As the church grew, many more bishops and priests were needed. And many young men who want to continue the work of Jesus, who want to continue his mission, they are given special training and are ordained as priests. And later, some of these priests are chosen to be bishops in the church by episcopal ordination, and they have the responsibility in taking care of the faithful all over the world. So in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 18, you will find these words: Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. So Jesus chose Peter as the head of the church, and he gave him his authority, the power to teach, to rule, and to make the people holy. He also gave to the apostles the authority of the forgiveness of sins. And so he said, whatever you forgive on earth will be forgiven in heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. Jesus formed the 12 apostles as a permanent group, where Peter was chosen as the head or leader of them. The popes, the successors of Peter, and the bishops, the successors of the apostles, they are united to one another. In the Bible, we read Jesus saying to the apostles, all authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. And in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 18 to 20, you will find these words: Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. And behold, I am with you always to the end of the age. So Jesus told the apostles to continue his work of preaching and of making disciples everywhere. On Pentecost Sunday, the Holy Spirit came down upon them, and they received the courage to preach the gospel of Christ everywhere. Jesus wanted the church to spread everywhere. He wanted the apostles to spread the good news everywhere. So the apostles, they work hard in their lifetime. And the apostle, they chose helpers to do the work they were doing. So the power to teach, to preach, to baptize, to make disciples, and rule was handed down to the successors of the apostles as well. So the bishops, as the successors of the apostles, they are meant to carry on the work begun by the apostles. So the bishops, they are the successors of the apostles, and they also have the same power of the apostles, who are meant to carry on the work begun by the apostles, that is to carry on the mission of Christ on earth, that is to preach Christ and to preach the gospel of Christ everywhere. Alright, so I hope you will listen carefully to this explanation. So if there is any doubt, you can contact me anytime. Thank you.